and it even like started like to mess up my relationship with Dan. It was just so bad because everybody just kind of secluded me, and for like no reason. And it was very obvious that it was based off of like envy because of the comments that they would make. Or I missed an opportunity to grow at an exponential rate. I don't got friends. I got very few friends. After going through something like that, yes, your self esteem drops because not for nothing getting cheated on by somebody that you love and like you cared about and you thought cared about you, and then you're like, wow, I would never do this to you, but here you are doing it to me. Like it literally, it just makes you think about like it makes you think about like what you did. Like it immediately gets spun into like, what did I do? Like it immediately makes you feel like you did something wrong. Did I not fulfill these things? So then it starts questioning your self worth too. Y'all want to be dogs? I'm gonna be a dog too. What's up? Just didn't it didn't make me feel good. It didn't do anything for me. And if anything, it just like, I don't know, it just made me feel like, I don't know, it made me feel less. But no, like I'm trying to find new things that like put a smile on my face just to have more options or more avenues to go to, like, I guess, escape in a way. Obviously, of course, you're gonna like, you have the experiences of like losing somebody. I feel like I see so many people getting sick, whether it be cancer or whether it be a heart attack or an aneurysm and stuff like that. That it's just like, all right. But I remember she was like sick, and like we had just found out that she had like cancer. Um, and I remember that day I really want to go to this class. But my mom was like, no, you can't go. You're not going by yourself. And then my grandmother was just like, oh, like, I'm so sorry you can't go because of my fault. And I was just like, oh my God, because she was in the hospital.
Yeah.
I literally would just tell her to don't let anybody get in her head and don't let yourself get in your head either.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast of your soul. Yes. Okay. Welcome to Soul Rojo, or if you're Latin, Sol Rojo. Right? However you want to call it. It's a new program, a new project that we have, personal project, where we try to talk to new artists, leaders, people who master a craft in their craft. Uh. So yeah, and this time we have a very special guest. Quotes first. English is not my first language, so if I may say something, my pronunciation is not the best. I'm a Latin guy, so show the fuck out. Being with that said, let's welcome to the podcast So Rojo to Marisleysis Perez. Maris, what's up? How are you?
Oh my God. I'm tired. I haven't slept. I'm gonna be honest with you.
How's your week going?
Well, actually, no, now I can walk.
You can walk?
Yeah.
You were not able to walk before?
No, so remember I was in bed rest?
I mean, yeah, but they don't know.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
No, but
So what happened?
I fractured my foot.
Oh, how?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I just know is that it was an impact fracture.
Okay.
So basically, it's a fracture caused from impact, and they just told me that it was like that because of how it was fractured.
Okay.
Um, and I just had rehearsal the day before, and I was just dancing the whole day. But like, I went to sleep perfectly fine, nothing hurt, nothing like that, and I woke up with my foot swollen.
Oh, and you say I sprained my ankle.
I no, so I fell asleep, and my foot went numb. So you
Okay.
know when you
Oh,
wake
yeah,
up, like
yeah.
when you get like a cramp in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
or like your foot falls asleep,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, y vas a resolver y ya.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that happened. So I'm thinking like, oh, maybe it was like como que un calambre de ligamentos. No, no
Un
sé.
calambre de ligamento. Doctores, listen to that, doctors. A cramp of ligaments.
or like joints. I don't know, but I would like, the last thing I'm thinking is I fractured my foot.
Okay.
So I found out that I had my foot fracture, so I was
When
out
was
for
that?
That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Or well, no, technically that was 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks.
Today, yeah.
And how are you overcoming that one?
Um, what do you mean?
So how are you dealing with it? Like, how are you taking it? Is it all right? Are you very frustrated? Are you just
Oh,
chill?
well, obviously, bro, the first time at the beginning it was very frustrating. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie to you. It was so frustrating
Why?
because I was like, I'm very like, go, 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 and then out of nowhere, it was literally like stop, and I had no choice type shit.
Oh,
Can I curse?
bro, you can do whatever
Okay.
that you want. It's your
Um.
space.
Okay.
There's not Telemundo.
I don't know because well, TikTok and stuff, you can't like curse and shit.
I don't know. Or
I don't know if
just
this is going on TikTok.
YouTube. We're
You should
good.
go on TikTok. No, YouTube is just as bad too.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
but
if you want to
it's.
monetize it.
I mean, I we don't even have followers right now, so.
You're right. You're right. You're
But yeah, so
right. Soon though.
you
Soon.
fracture your foot. Is it your
Mm,
right one, your left one?
my left.
That was your
My
good one.
only good foot.
Damn, that's crazy. But it's weird because like I feel like I will be less annoyed if I know like something happened,
Mhm.
like when it happened, what
Yeah.
was I doing,
Yeah, that's definitely part of like the frustration because it's like it happened, and to me, it like happened out of nowhere.
and like when did
Because
you
I
decide to go
genuinely,
to the doctor?
so that happened on Friday. I saw my doctor Monday.
Oh, sorry, you went like 3 days in a row fracture,
Yeah,
chilling,
working.
working. You were still dancing.
I was still dancing on
You were
it.
still dancing.
Yeah.
That's
Because in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, like something like
spring.
not a sprain, but like a sprain, like along the
Okay.
lines of a sprain, where it's like I can like manejar and just like know how to not put so much weight on it or like
Okay.
stress on it,
Yeah, because you know
but
how to
still
handle
do what I gotta
yourself.
do. Yeah, exactly.
And what type of job were you doing?
I was dancing.
I mean, yes, but what type of dance job were you doing?
So that same day, I was actually working for an event that's like a party event.
Yeah,
So
more like entertainment.
yeah, but it's literally like the entire night till 4 in the morning, from 11 p.m. to 4 in the morning, and you're literally just on like the stage and you're just hyping people up, animando everybody,
Yes.
connecting with people, like
How you call
smiling
that
at
in
people.
English? Because I know, like, in
I
español
don't
we call it
even know.
animación. I call it like
Oh, animators.
animators. That how you call
I
it?
think so. Yeah,
Because I
animators.
call like they pay me to lit a party. I don't know if that's I don't know
No, I think it is called
because it's getting
animators.
the people lit. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
hype men. I guess.
Oh yeah,
I
that'll be
guess
a
hype men.
nice. If you know, just comment,
Yeah, because I don't remember the actual. I want
please.
to say animators, but I'm thinking
Imagine
like
two workers. They don't know the name of their actual work. They just know they get paid for doing something. Great.
no. We know what it's called. It's just we don't know how to say it in English.
I mean, I know in
In
Spanish.
Spanish, exactly. So we know what we're doing. Just that's not our fault.
I mean, I'll guess that you know what you're doing if you're getting paid for it. But whatever.
Performer.
Yes, performing. Okay, and that was like, so you're like stopped for the last 3 weeks,
So I have 2 weeks more.
2 weeks
Yeah,
more.
so the first 2 weeks I got checked on Monday. That's when I found out I had the fracture. And then he told me immediate bed rest. Like you can't do anything.
Anything.
Yeah, he like on crutches type shit.
Oh,
Um, so like no weight on the foot whatsoever. Because he did tell me that the fracture that I had, um, like that specific fracture, like in the bone that it had fractured, I forgot the name of the bone, but
of
normal.
course. Normal. Okay.
But he did tell me that if it like the worst case scenario is that the bone would like disconnect or not disconnect but displace, like a displacement
Se iba
fracture.
a quitar el Bluetooth.
The puzzle breaks. Unpaired.
And
And it was really close to a joint. So like it's like
oh yeah,
if it
it's delicate.
if you don't take care of it,
Yeah,
it can get worse.
of
Or it
course.
can be
Like
like
any
an even
injury.
like a bigger headache. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
listen to you.
just yeah, because that's
So
not your first injury, right?
yeah.
Was you had a other type of injury before?
Yeah, so
What type?
I tore a ligament on the other ankle.
That was your.
Right ankle.
Right ankle.
Uh
Are you a
huh.
righty?
Yeah.
Okay. How was that?
That one was really bad, which is why this one, even though I was like mad and frustrated at first, it was like, Mada, you remember last time?
It was worse.
It was a lot worse. So you don't want it to be that bad again. Sit your ass down and actually take care of yourself.
And like, what were you doing? Something specific? This time you knew that you had a injury whenever it happened the first time.
The first time, well, yeah, I knew it was an injury, but I didn't expect it to be so bad, which is another reason why, like, this one, I even though I didn't know what it was, I didn't know it was as bad as I thought it was.
Okay.
And then when I found out how bad it was, I was like, okay, let me take care of myself and actually listen to what they're telling me instead of like pushing myself because I've already had like the worst extent of it or like another extreme extent of an injury with the other one because with the right foot I had to get surgery. So with the
Surgery.
right foot I had to get
So
surgery
we're like month without
a year.
a
I was
year.
out for like a year. So I had the surgery and
And for a
then
dancer or like athlete, that's a lot.
it's a lot.
A year,
It's a
it's
lot.
too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And it was during quarantine too.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean
I mean,
good
yeah,
and bad. It wasn't the worst, but it also
because at the same time you saw like everyone was training in their
mhm.
houses,
Exactly.
classes were free.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's like I missed a point of or I missed an opportunity to grow at an exponential rate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's you had all the free time in the world so you can train.
Okay.
And that's something like when you are back to like normal life, so to speak, you don't have that
Opportunity
because you
because
have
you're
work,
working,
you have
studies, and
yeah,
stuff
you're
like
doing
that.
a bunch of other stuff. So it was like an opportunity that I could have, you know, profited from very like a lot and like
Yeah.
have trained a lot because I see people that I like during quarantine or before quarantine and after quarantine, and I knew that they were training during quarantine and like
Their growth was exponential. Yeah, I saw
bro,
some people like
like
that.
stupid. That like
Very
you
crazy.
remember
In a
before
year,
quarantine. Yeah. Well no
it
no.
was
Quarantine well true. A year alone they grew a lot. A lot of
yeah.
people grew a lot. But we
And
were
how
in
much
quarantine
time
for
would you
2 years.
say someone like a dancer, not like beginner, like
Mhm.
for example, they're intermediate and they want to make it to the next level, if they train consistently, like every day, one or twice, like one or two classes per day, how much time would you think um, that dancer is gonna grow like to an industry level?
See mm, that's a difficult question just because it's not so much about how many classes the person's taking
Of course.
because somebody can take 3 classes a day. Um and another person could take 1 class a week
Okay.
or 2 classes a week, which is a lot less classes, but the second person goes into the class with intention of like actually learning. And then even though they only go once or twice
They
that
take it
week, they
home.
take it home and
Yes.
they take it with them.
It's quality
Versus
instead of
exactly,
quantity.
exactly. So like the other person could be taking 2 classes, 3 classes a day, but they're not digesting what
Yes,
they're
correctly.
supposed to be taking in from the class. And the other person, even they're taking less classes because they're training with intention,
Okay.
they're gonna reach that industry level instead of the other person.
So when you mean
And I've
like
seen it
training with
because
intention, what do you mean exactly with like intention?
intention of taking something home with you
So like,
or
uh,
learning something new in general.
so not like just going for the sake of taking a class,
Mhm.
but say like talking to themselves and be like,
Mhm.
what can I improve? Taking videos home, comparing yourself, being more clean and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the
And
intention. Yeah,
yeah.
because I see like for example, some I've seen a lot of dancers. They be training their ass off all the time, but they forget to train like foundation and stuff like that. And you see like they grow, but then they get to a point where it's like okay, 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 and
Mhm.
then they don't keep growing.
Mhm.
So like they don't train with intention, as you said,
Mhm.
or that foundation, which is very important.
Mhm.
Like, mm-hmm.
Because no, it's true. It's very true because it's like it's like those people that I like. I compare it a lot to especially nowadays, how there's a lot of trends and there's like trendy
Trends.
moves
Yeah. Okay.
and there's like the trendiness and like the trendy style, like even styles of dance be trending. At one point, we like a certain type of like dynamics or like way of dancing, or even like dance steps specific that everybody ends up using it in every single freestyle. No matter what type of class.
No matter what type of
No
style.
matter what type of
Like, they
style.
all want to hit the
Don't
wall with
want
the
to hit
Afro
it home.
beat.
Right, right. And it's like, okay, but like some of them only have that.
Okay.
So that's where like things can like fall apart because it's like you can be amazing at that, but it's still a trend.
Yeah, it's gonna
So
go
that
away.
trend is gonna go away, and then you're gonna
Yeah,
be
because
left
like
with
I don't
what?
see
Because you have
anyone
no
hitting the wall
foundations.
anymore.
No.
And that was like yesterday.
No, yeah, that was like what, 2016? No,
The
I'm
wall?
gassing
No,
it.
it was during the pandemic,
Whoa, yeah, so
2020,
2020, yeah,
2019.
yeah, 2019, or right before the
Yeah,
pandemic. So yeah,
the 2016, I think it was like the.
yeah, that's yeah. Oh
Ah,
God,
Kid of the
but nah,
Great.
but no, he's no, but he's not. He wasn't a trend though.
No, no,
Because he's
he's a
fire. Because
very
he still has.
quality.
That's a good example of somebody who like, even though he like blew up.
Yeah,
What? It sounded weird. Blew up. Yeah, it's my accent. I'm sorry. I
I
can't
have a
speak
terrible.
either
I have
language.
a worse accent. Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, he's a quality
Yeah,
dancer.
so he's a good example of somebody who blew up because of like a trend, so to speak. But the fact that he had such a strong base and foundation
Yes,
and
because he,
understanding of his
I guess he used
movements.
to train, or he keep training
Yeah.
kept.
Yeah.
Nice. I see. I did a little research here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Um, I saw you that you dance already for like very big artists like El Alfa, Neo Garcia,
Mm.
2018. Sounds familiar? Um,
I think that was the parade.
yes, New York
Yeah.
City Parade. El
Mhm.
Alfa, I think it was like twice.
Yeah.
How was that experience? How you got that opportunity? You don't have to say names and stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
just your personal experience. How was it?
Um. So something I definitely noticed, especially with Spanish community or the Spanish industry side, at least. Um, Even though this is overall, I feel like it's more dominant in the Spanish industry. It's literally just knowing who are the right people.
Networking.
Networking.
Okay, so like for example, in your case, how that opportunity comes to your table and how you take it.
So I just started working. So like I was just starting to like see my way into like actually working and getting paid for dancing.
Nice.
Because 2018 I had just graduated high school.
With
And
National Honor
oh my
Society.
god. Yes.
We're gonna talk
I was
about that
I
later.
was a little bit of a nerd.
No, you're good. You're
I was
good.
I was a
That's
good
good.
student. I was a good student. I
Mm.
still am a good student.
Okay, if you want, let's talk about that opportunity, and then let's talk about a little bit of your high school experience.
Oh man. Where was I?
You meet people. You were starting to get
Oh
paid.
yeah, very right. So I had just graduated high school. So and I had also just graduated from a dance school. So because I was in the dance school, I wasn't taking the classes in New York,
So you were not in the
networking.
industry.
Yeah, I wasn't networking as like a teenager, which like nowadays, because I feel like the internet is like such more like in social media and stuff, like it's reaching more people that even like
Yes,
it
everyone
reaches
wants to be a.
parents. So even the parents are like more willing to help.
Yes.
So you see a lot of like now you're starting to see a lot more like, younger kids and like firecrackers too,
Oof,
like dope ass kids at such a young
crazy.
age. But that's because they had that support from their parents and like
Yeah.
letting them go and taking them to like go to
Good
these classes, and they're taking
classes.
them to good classes. Um, but since I had just graduated from like a dance school, now I was just starting to take classes in New York. So then I just so happened to take like a class that was well connected in the Spanish community,
Okay.
and um
They
me
they
caía
they got
bien.
you and
Yeah, and they just got an opportunity and they just reached somebody out that I guess stood out to them. Because that's at least that's what I do now.
yes.
If I have somebody reach out to me saying that like they need somebody or they need a dancer or whatever, I because I don't have a company. I don't have like these are my dancers to like
Okay.
give out.
But you know people,
But I know
so
people, yeah, and they're people that like I work with or I train with or I see in
and
classes
you
or
know they're
even I just
quality
follow.
dancers. That's why
But
you
I know they're
recommend it.
quality dancers, exactly. Um, so I like keeping an eye out and just knowing who's not just quality dancers, but like also quality people.
Nice. That's better.
So yeah, so it just makes working together a lot
Easier.
easier and just smoother too. So
And regarding like especially because they're like big artists, especially
mhm,
now. Yeah, by the time yes, but they grew like a lot. So for people that
mhm.
like they don't like work in the dance industry, they're not entertainers or something like that. Do you ever like do you have the opportunity to talk to the artist? Do you rehearse with the artist or how does that work?
So
Or
that
your experience?
that all depends. Um, some artists literally they don't go. You just learn the choreo before in rehearsals or whatever, and then you show up ready. Because at the end of the day, you always have to be
Ready.
prepared to work around the artist.
Okay.
Um, and sometimes the artist actually wants to be in the choreography, so you rehearse with the artist.
They're willing to take that extra work.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. They'll take off
there's a
the.
lot that they
They don't
don't
care.
want. They don't
They're like,
care.
nah, just
Just background
dance behind us.
dancers.
Yeah, make us look good.
Yeah, because that's crazy. Because we actually do the hard work. I'm not saying the artists they don't. They do their job and stuff like
hmm
that. But in scenario,
We give visual.
yes,
We take up space.
a lot.
Um, and we are like part of the show. We are the show.
We are the show. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, yes, the artist is the show. The artist is the reason for the show, but it's like having a clown but no circus.
exactly.
Very awful analogy, but
You get it.
yeah,
En casita. You get it. Nice. So, but were you able to take a picture with them or
yeah. It depends on the situation, because sometimes artists just be flying around and they just genuinely don't have time. Because sometimes a lot of artists they just schedule they a lot of artists they literally work on a schedule. Like
yes,
this time I
and
have to
especially
be
big
here and a
artists.
very strict schedule too, where it's like we have to leave by X and we have to be at X place by Y time or whatever. Um, but it is possible, but I don't. It's not something that I purposely look for.
Yes, it's not
Um,
like the main. But you know, if
yeah.
you have the, I
If you
feel
have the opportunity, yeah,
you'll do it.
we do take photos. We take photos at the
And they're
group
nice with the people in general, like
for
in
the
your
most part.
experience.
For the
Yes,
most part,
and they pay good.
um,
They're like, yeah,
decent. It depends on the artist.
yeah, and I think also it depends on the event.
Yes.
Cause like for example,
Yes.
there's some artists they book jobs by agency or something like
hmm
that, which I feel is more official,
Yeah, and
right?
that's I feel like it's more with like mainstream industry, like the mainstream media, the mainstream industry, mainstream artists. That's why I was like mentioning earlier about
Networking.
it's different. Yeah, like it's different with in the sense of networking,
Yes.
um how it works, Spanish industry versus the
American
mainstream American
American
industry.
industry.
Um overall networking is very important, but I feel like networking is number one, like literally number one for the Spanish industry versus for the American industry. I'd probably say networking is like maybe like number three
I mean, yeah,
as
I
a
feel like
priority.
all around the world, you heard that, right? Pronunciation, perfect. Uh,
Isn't there a song like that?
I can have like some problems
All
sometimes, like
around the
all
world.
around the
Pretty.
world. Yeah. Okay,
What song
so
is that?
like worldwide, um,
Yes.
networking is important,
hmm
but like you saying in the Spanish community, it's more unofficial, so you got to network harder.
Not unofficial, but like for example, in the American industry, there's a lot more auditions than in the Spanish
Oh
industry.
yeah, I heard that a
So
lot.
it's literally like jobs opportunities will come to people, and then obviously that person is going to go to who they know and who they trust, which is why like networking is very important in the sense of like meeting people, and then not just that, but like doing a good job in general where like they enjoy working with you too, and they build that trust of like this is a good dancer, this is a
But
good worker.
it's also, I think it's important to not confuse just networking and just being being nice with the people
Mhm.
and just like really going for a class just to network.
Oh no, obviously,
Because
obviously,
there's like people can take it, other ways and
yeah.
be like, Mari said.
Oh my god.
No, but it's true. Like, not just going for the sake of networking. It just
Mhm.
comes
No,
naturally, right?
networking. Yeah, no, I'm saying networking in that sense that like naturally you build this relationship with this person, and like it goes farther than just just going to the person's class, but like even for example like when you do get that first opportunity, showing up for that and doing a good job, that's even part of networking in the sense of like that, like building a good relationship with people, not just knowing
Yeah, because I
somebody and
feel like
that's
you
it.
can see it, you can feel it on people whenever they get close to someone or to you, just
Hmm.
for the sake of,
For
oh,
interest.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just
No,
different.
exactly, exactly. No, that's why I don't know, the way I see it is just yes, there's a way to do things and there's a way to like get ahead, but like at the end of the day, if you do a good job because you want to do a good job, and things just fall into place because you're doing a good job, because not for nothing, but if you're doing something positive, positive things are going to come as a response to that.
I mean, yeah,
If we're
that's
doing
the
good,
most probable. The
good
thing
things
is,
will come.
for example, I'm a person that I don't have a certain belief in something.
Hmm.
So meaning, I believe that you can do well to the people or
Hmm.
in general, and it can go very bad to you. That
Oh
doesn't mean
yeah.
anything, So meaning, it's not like, because some people, I know some people, they do well, they good
Hmm.
positive things for other people, not because they feel it. It's just because
Se le nacen.
it's because like, oh, I gotta do good, so good things happen
Oh,
to me.
oh.
So it's not like you do positive things and good things are gonna happen. It's like,
Hmm.
for example, you have I don't know, IDCs or something like that, and you're like, why me? I was good with everyone,
Hmm.
blah blah blah. It's
Hmm.
just more like it
And
just
things do happen,
happens.
of course. That's part of life. There's good and bad and bad and good. But I don't know. I feel like as in the sense of work though, at least to me, that's like my number one thing is doing a good job. I always just want to leave, but because I want to do a good job.
Well,
That's
you
just because of me. I'm a
Well,
perfectionist.
exactly. I
So
was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Like, I was gonna ask if you consider yourself a perfectionist, and now you
yeah,
said it. In
yeah.
what sense? Like, does it's a because being a perfectionist has like pros and cons, I guess. Uh, you're good.
I wanted to twist it.
No,
Like,
you're good. You can twist it if you want a little
yeah.
bit. There you go.
Okay.
Wow. So, meaning pros and cons, meaning whenever you have a project or you're doing something by yourself, is great because you're a perfectionist. You do everything the way you want to do it. Now the problem comes whenever you work with people, because not everyone is
Mm,
a perfectionist like you. So
but see, I
yeah,
feel like I prefer. Actually, there's pros and cons to both being a perfectionist. At
okay,
least for me,
of course.
because at least with like I enjoy working with other people because it relieves the load for me in the sense of like I don't have to do everything because if you want to do everything
No, it's
perfectly,
you're not gonna
I'm
end
gonna
up
like
doing
yeah,
anything.
I'm not gonna end up doing anything. I just end up
Exactly.
getting my own way. But working with other people, it like relieves the load for me and like the mental like strain and like trying to do everything perfectly that I'd rather have another person help me, and then if I
But you
need to
know that
tweak
person.
things,
It's
yeah, and if I have to tweak things, which being a perfectionist, I'm expecting I'm gonna have to tweak
of
things.
course.
I'd rather do that than to like get in my own way and just self sabotage
I
essentially.
got you. Nice. Okay, changing a little bit of
Oh my god,
topic.
yeah.
You're like, oh my god. Changing a little bit. We were talking about your high school experience. I was able to see that you graduated like being part of the National Honor Society. Per, personally, I don't know what is that. I'm not from this country. So what is that?
Uh, it's basically like a program um in high school that basically it's just like a high five or a pat on the back for being a good student, having good grades.
Does that mean like it helps you with college opportunities, or how does that
It
work?
just helps you stand out on like college applications and stuff like that because at the end of like to even be part of that program,
Okay.
you have to like reach certain requirements. So you have to have a certain GPA, you have to be excelling in certain in other things. They expect you to be in extracurricular activities too, and they require you to do community service as well. So like tutoring or just
What kind of community
basically
service did you do?
tutoring,
What type of tutoring?
essentially. I like we all had like a kid that we would have to tutor. And I remember the girl that I had to tutor, I think it was like fourth grade. And it was just basically anything. So like some days she'll come in with science, other days she'll come in with some math, uh, English.
Are you good? You will you consider yourself good working with kids?
I'd say I'm decent.
Do you like kids in general?
I don't hate them.
But you don't.
I don't
I mean, yeah, but
I don't hate them. Like I can work with them. Um and I do enjoy them. Like I do enjoy like working with kids because they be so funny. So they just make everything like a lot
they have a lot of
easier for me.
imagination.
Yes. So I enjoy that.
Okay,
Um,
but for a short period of time.
but for a short period of time.
Yeah,
And
I'm the same way.
when
I'm
they're
like,
not
I
on
love your
sugar.
kid, but can I just take it for 15 minutes and then just like bye?
and like nap time or something.
Doesn't happen when can I play with your phone? Do you have games in your phone?
Oh my god. Well, no. If
What
I'm
type of
teaching,
games do you have your phone? Mari, can I have your phone?
I don't have any phone.
How? I can see it right now.
I don't have games on my phone.
Can I see it?
Yeah, you can see you're not gonna find any games.
Come on, Mari.
Look, I'm gonna show you. That's what I do.
You're like,
I'm like, look, you see, there's
you
no
see?
games. There's no games.
You say it's here Tinder. What is that? It's a game. You're like, we can say that.
Oh no. Ew.
Okay,
Oh
so
no, I have. Did you see Tinder's trying to like rebrand themselves? Have you
not really.
You haven't seen the ad?
No.
They do. Oh my god! Because you like everybody knows that Tinder is like a hookup app.
I mean, yeah, I've heard that. I've been on Tinder. My experience in Tinder hasn't
I
been
hate
good.
it. I try. It's
I,
trash. There's no point in having
the
it.
thing is, I feel like
never liked it.
it's just different. Like boys and girls, totally different.
Yeah.
For
I
for
believe
me,
it.
like I'm gonna tell you my experience. I download Tinder. I used it. I even paid. I paid Tinder and everything. I was like, I was going for it, guys.
Wow.
I
I'm
was like,
so sorry.
no, and I paid and everything. And the thing is, I never met anyone. Never, never, like never, guys. Like when I tell you,
That's
like
not bad though.
the thing is, I feel like
That just
I
means you
feel the
stayed safe.
yes, but I felt the pressure because the thing is, means I didn't like talk to anyone in person, but I was chatting with some girls.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, me as a man, personally, that's my personal experience, right? Um, for example, let's say we match,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to carry the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, girls, I feel they have so many options, especially on Tinder, right, or any dating app. That is like they sit. I imagine them sitting, and they're like, "Okay, entertain me." So it's like exactly. It's like that's the way I feel.
Okay,
So for
yeah,
example, I text you
not
like,
for nothing.
"Hi, how are you?" They're like, "I'm fine," and you? Or sometimes they don't even say you. It's like fine, and I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like I don't even know you. We don't. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
sometimes I used to get likes, and I didn't like the people that like me.
Uh-huh.
So it never got to a point. Versus I have female friends where I can see Tinder or any dating app, and they get like bunch of likes and they get to choose. So it's like it's mentally, in my personal experience, it was like very ugh.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like, oh, is it me or like what is going on? I'm not able to hold a conversation, stuff like that. Should I just go to a club or stuff? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, especially for my man, because it gets lonely, bro.
No, yeah, I get it, and I definitely believe you. But you gotta remember that, like, I will admit, here's the thing with like dating apps, especially dating apps like Tinder. It's literally the app, like, it's an app built for hookup culture.
Yeah,
Exactly. So a lot of people, they just really go on there and they just kind of like, there are people that go on that just because they're bored or because they feel like it helps them feel a little bit better about themselves because it's like, oh, somebody's liking me, I'm attracted to somebody finds me attractive. um
it's
and
more
that's
about our
why
ego stuff.
yes, there you go, that's the word I was thinking for. It's literally an app that thrives off of like ego feeding and like feeding someone's ego.
Especially female, bro, because
Yeah, especially the females. Because a lot of like people, and like I literally say this, and I know this because I remember having a conversation with this or about this with a girl. Because she literally told me that like she caught herself on Tinder, and she was just like swiping and like she didn't want to match. Like she would match with people, but she didn't want to talk with anybody. And she straight up told me she realized that she was literally just on there because she was looking for validation
oh,
of like,
that's crazy.
because also the girl had just got cheated on, typical story that every single female goes to, um or goes through. And after going through something like that, yes, your self-esteem drops because not for nothing getting cheated on by
Okay,
somebody that you love and like you cared about and you thought cared about you, and then you're like, wow, I would never do this to you, but here you are doing it to me. Like, is something wrong
so
with me?
you have had an experience of getting cheated.
Yeah.
Damn. And how was it?
um it was trash. It's like it's not a good experience for anybody to get cheated on.
I mean, I haven't met someone that yo.
I love
I
getting
just
cheated
got
on.
cheated. You know what I'm saying? No, like of course, but meaning how you react to that as like as a female, um, how you react to a situation like that.
It literally, it just makes you think about like like it makes you think about like what you did. Like it immediately gets spun into like, what did I do? Like it immediately makes you feel like you did something wrong. Um, because in our head, the way we see it is that we would never do it, so we would not expect the other person to do it. And
Okay.
so because we would never do it because X, Y, and Z and all this other things. And it's like because the other person did it, we like rationalize it as like, since you did it, that means that these morals or these list of things that that I personally would never do it, but you ended up doing it. These don't align.
Yeah.
So, or like, this didn't apply to me with me, like you to me. So it's like, shit, did I not fulfill these things? So then it starts questioning your self worth too. So it starts making you feel like,
So in this case, you started blaming yourself instead of the other person.
yeah. Because I mean, when it happened to me, I was really, really
Okay.
young. Which honestly, if I would give myself advice when I was younger, I would never, like, I would just not even entertain the idea of like relationships when I was that young. And I wasn't even, well, I guess I was
Like
younger
any
as a
specific
teenager.
reason?
Because you're so young, your brain is still developing, you're still,
Ignorant.
um yeah, you're still ignorant, you're still learning who you are as a person and validating who you are as a person, plus going through like life issues or like family problems and things
Okay.
like that, that is also going to affect you in your life and how you
But like,
grow.
for example, wouldn't that be? I'm just turning things around. Wouldn't that be a little bit beneficial? Let me explain myself. You're like, what?
I
No, let me
swear to
explain myself.
God.
I'd rather, for example, I also had a bad experience when I was young. The thing is, I had a girlfriend. She broke up with me. A lot, blah, blah. A lot of things happened. But no, not gonna lie. Yeah, thank you. Not gonna lie. That was the breakup that literally built me. And I appreciate something like that happening on high school rather than happening with no experience after a marriage, 3 kids, and a
Mm,
house. So my point of view is you're young, date.
mm.
Because if you have your heart broken or something, don't have kids, okay? Protect yourself.
Yeah, it's
Okay?
literally
But
2023. You can get them
please,
free. Go to your clinic.
please. But my point is,
Condoms are
what are
free.
the yeah?
Literally. There's
What are
no
the
excuse.
consequences? You get your heart broken by you if you do it right. If you do the healing right, you're gonna be a such a better person with not that many consequences. So meaning I know like people who
Okay.
never had an experience. They only had
Mhm.
dated one man or a woman, one woman, and then after X or Y years, they just lost a lot of years of their life for something that didn't work. They got cheated or something happened. So the consequences are worse. So in my point of view, again, it's I'd rather fuck up when I'm younger and do 1 or 2 years of a bad relationship
Mhm.
and learn on a younger age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely agree with that, or like I can see that. Um it's just it could also go
Very bad.
very, very bad in like a worse direction, or like not so much that sense in that extent where like you were able to learn, and maybe that could be literally from um ideas or way of thinking that was taught to you from like that you already had like a familiarity with fam- familiarity with.
Exactly.
Okay.
If not, just put it in the comments.
Like if you already know that, like, for example, if you have an understanding of like, I as a human being who is a good human being, um don't deserve X, Y, and Z or whatever. Like if you have that known and known before that, it's easier for you to do that. But if you don't have any of that knowledge, and then the first example or the first teaching of what you deserve in an
It's at home.
extent is this toxic relationship at a young age with like two kids who literally don't know any better.
Yeah, but
I
that
feel
comes
like
also like depending on what you have home. So, for example, if you come from a
exactly,
traumatic childhood and you
exactly,
don't know love,
exactly.
then you're gonna take the bare minimum,
Hmm.
and that's what you get. But it's not your fault. It's that's
Exactly.
because the thing is, again, and we go to the same point. So you had a bad experience, right?
Hmm.
For X or Y reason,
Hmm.
but like you go through it, and now you know, and you're still very young. You didn't fuck up with kids and stuff like that,
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
consequences are not exponential.
That's definitely true.
Touche. I'm just kidding. It's not a debate. It's just interesting. You know what I'm
Stupid.
saying?
No, 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 no. I know it's true, but oh my god,
All right.
my thought disappeared. My point disappeared. Come back. I hate it.
Baby,
I
come
hate it.
back. Let's come from some announcements
What were we
here.
talking about?
We were talking about dating, at a young
Yeah, the
age.
trauma. Oh,
Click.
right. um, I feel like instead of having to go through those issues, for example, like honestly, yeah, sometimes for certain people, and like, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very hard headed. So I need to like really mess up to like actually learn.
Learn
Or like,
to get it.
even though I want something, like I'm just gonna keep going. Even though there's like everything is
No
telling me I
matter the
shouldn't go.
consequences, you're gonna get what you want.
Yeah, like I'm gonna keep going until like I hit like the sixth, like I really be like, show me a sign if it's not actually meant to be, or
And then he's
like give me a sign
he's
that
doing drugs in
like
a
what did
fucking
I
corner.
do right?
He's like, that's not enough. Like I can fix
Like
him.
no.
I can fix him totally. I'm gonna make him
Like,
a better
no,
man.
my issue is that because I'm too empathetic.
Okay.
So it's like I like, even though I'd be like, oh, give me a sign, and like the sign
So
is
so you
right
mess
there.
up, like, for example, in quotation, what is wrong and what is right for a person because you're too empathetic and be like, he fucked up, but maybe it's because of this and this and that.
I guess, yeah. But I wouldn't say that I mix up wrong and right.
Okay.
Because there's wrong, right, and then there are gray areas.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's just like I feel like I'm too empathetic and I try to be too understanding to to my own demise.
Okay.
To where like I be putting myself or like not putting myself and my feelings as like a priority or my experience, what I'm dealing with because of X person's reaction.
Yeah.
That I end up caring about why this person is reacting this way. And like almost seeing it, making it seem like, oh well, it's not really because of me or it's not really at me, it's because X person is going
Or
through
something.
Y. And like it's my own demise. But I feel like at the end of the day, how did we end up here? How did we get here? But like I feel like I would have much rather, instead of having to gone through it, even though yes, some people do need to go through it, to learn me. A piece of me kind of just like, instead of dating, I could have,
work on yourself.
Exactly. And to the point where I wouldn't have to go through, have to like go all the way rock bottom to learn my lesson type stuff.
And like,
because you do see, like I see people who, because they were raised with parents that genuinely cared and like was there for them, and or like they talk to them about these kinds of things. No, but just like in general, like if you could do compare two people or two kids that are being raised, I have seen examples where it is possible that like because a person is raised and shown these types of like morals and help them
through the
believe
journey.
it, yes, and like be there for them. Where like I know people who were never in a relationship, but they have a very good understanding
Standards.
of who they are. And
Yeah,
their
for example,
standards.
in my case, my family, I have a very lovely dad.
Mhm.
He raised us with a lot of love and physical
Mhm.
affection.
Mhm.
So, for example, my sister, she already has a standard of,
Mhm.
yo, my husband has to give
Be
me
like
physical
this
affection
because
because
this is what I was
this is
shown. This is what I was
exactly,
already raised
and
with.
you know, the treatment with my mom
Mhm.
was very good. You know,
Mhm.
little fights here and there, knives and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I'm just
But
kidding. But yeah, so is that having that standard, so you having that
yeah,
map, but some people they
yeah,
don't.
they don't.
So in case,
So sometimes you have to work on it on your like with yourself. Sometimes, lamentablemente, but um,
and like for,
I know it's possible because I've
of
seen it
course,
where like from young, and I feel like I just feel like emotionally and mentally, it's just healthy.
of course, and like just for to conclude this topic, how did you overcome that trauma or like, you know, this episode of getting cheated on? How do you develop your character from that? Did that build you, change you?
Oh, it definitely does. Like it's gonna change anybody. Um,
The thing is, like, I
because
feel like people can take two
two
ways,
routes, yeah,
or you can go
two
like
can
all the
react.
way in, start dating people. The thing is,
Like you either you become a menace or you become healed. I feel
exactly.
like that's the only
So,
two
what was
extents.
your experience from that?
Um, I was really young, so I became the menace.
Okay.
It like hurt me. So it was almost like now I don't care. Like now I'm gonna be the one hurting.
Okay.
Like or not hurting, but I don't want to say causing hurt, but like y'all want to be dogs. I'm gonna be a dog too. What's up?
Okay.
Come over. Let me slut you out. Like that type of stuff.
And what was your
Um,
experience doing that? Meaning personally,
yeah, no,
do you
honestly,
feel it helped? It doesn't help.
it doesn't help. I like it was like a reactive thing of like now I feel like almost like not counterintuitive, but like as like responding to this is how they treated me. I'm gonna give back what they gave
It's
me.
just like putting a
But it
band-aid in a
doesn't.
very
It didn't
large
even work.
injury.
It really didn't work. I guess a piece of me kind of did it more because it's like, how could y'all do that? And it's like maybe there is something behind doing it or being like this. So let me like try to figure it out. But then going through it, like
And you
it's not for
felt
me. It
you
didn't.
felt worse for yourself because it was against your standards or morals or
Yeah, I
whatever.
just didn't. I didn't enjoy it. It just didn't. It didn't make me feel good. it didn't do anything for me. And if anything, it just like I don't know, it just made me feel like I don't know, it made me feel less.
Okay.
Like even
Because that was not you.
because yeah, mainly because it wasn't me.
Because it was a reaction to something that happened to you.
Exactly.
So for someone that like is gonna get cheated in the in the future or is going through that, especially females, right? Men also, but she's saying that she wouldn't recommend that way because it's gonna lead you to the same way, feeling bad.
Yeah, and like granted though, like for me, it also did come back to the fact that like it wasn't part of me. It I just end up feeling bad.
Worst.
Yeah, like I end up feeling bad because it's like I know the other end of that. So it's like I'm not even that much better because I'm doing as much bad as they did to me, and that just doesn't feel bad. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I had the
It
same
doesn't feel good.
experience. Yeah, I have the same experience when someone the experience that I told you about. She broke up with me in a very bad way. Long story short, we were like dating for like 3 years and stuff, and then I broke up with her first.
So let me beat you to the punch.
No. It was not like it was. The thing is, she was younger than me, and
Okay.
I was already like starting to grow, and I felt
Mm.
like she we were not in the same mindset.
I
And
feel
then
that.
what she
I've had
did is that she did something similar. I broke up with her. She started dating her best friend, right? And then I was like, fuck, because I was not expecting that, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh, I fuck up, blah, blah, blah. Get her back. I got her back.
Okay.
And then after a time, she broke up with me. She said another reasons, and then she started dating another best friend. So my reaction was I was heartbroken because I really love her, and I started talking to limited like unlimited girls.
Right, because you're like, if you like, how was it so easy for you to do it? So let me try it. Let me see.
It
Like,
was
if
not.
it's easy for you, let me. Like, how
It
easy
was
is it
not
for
really
me?
about for me like, oh, you do that, I'm gonna do that. It was
No,
just
it's like
for me. It was I was in a 3 year relationship when I was loyal and everything, and it didn't work. So now let me enjoy being single. But the
because
thing
you
is
feel like you have to. See, that's the other thing
exactly
is that that's the bad thing about this generation specifically is that we feel like we have to.
exact because you're like, oh, I'm single, I can do this and this and
Yeah,
that.
it's like
But
I'm expected to like.
the thing
These
is,
are my young years. These are my wild
the thing is,
years.
like,
But it's like
I don't have anything against that.
it's not
If
for everybody.
you know yourself and you're in a good place mentally, and everything. The thing is, if you have a traumatic experience, right, and then you start doing that, bro,
As a reaction, it's not
I
good.
started. This is very personal. I started. I'm like, oops. My like bottom was like I
What was his name?
was
Randy?
Randy. Wait, Rudy.
Rudy.
Rudy, por favor.
Rudy, nota.
Um,
Tal vez, review.
review.
Come
The
back
thing
when you're
is,
sober.
I was actually like, it's not sex chatting. I don't know how you call it when like you're on the phone or something, but
The sex call.
sex calls. Yeah, the thing I was doing something like that, and I'm not gonna lie, I end up crying, and it was bad because the thing is, I thought that was gonna fulfill me because I felt bad of what happened, but I didn't know what happened. So you end up sex calling with your dick very hard, and then you're crying, and it's like, wait, what am I doing, bro? Like it's this is nonsense. So then I started to work towards me. So now that you went to through that path, then you started working for yourself. How did that go, or how is it going?
Yeah, it's a process forever, man. Because the thing is, I didn't learn the first time.
Okay.
So it happened, and then I started working on myself. And then, but then I got into like another thing.
Okay.
And then it happened again.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, whatever. And then this is this. I feel like this is definitely my mistake. And again, I was young, so I was like naive. I didn't know any better. But like that ended, and I immediately jumped into another relationship. So I never really had
Time to heal.
time to really be by self.
To ask yourself what you really wanted from life or
not
whatever.
even like most importantly that, but like just being okay with me.
Yeah.
Like just like with yourself and like being happy by yourself. And just content with yourself. Um
Which is not easy.
it's
Loneliness is a
not.
bitch.
Well, it's like
Once you
but
embrace it, it's good.
that's
But
yeah.
the process,
The process
the process
is
is hard.
man. So yeah, I feel like it's a continuous process because even though you feel like you are working on something, there's always gonna be triggers. So it's like you can be feeling like oh my god, I'm healed, but then something
Happens.
new, like a new layer underneath
New
comes
level.
out. No,
New
literally,
level.
new level,
New level
new
unlocked.
scar unlocked. But yeah, and you're like, oh shit, there's another thing I gotta work on.
Of course,
But
and
like,
it never stops.
It never stops.
Because we
never stops.
always have something to improve and whatever. The thing is, then you get too picky. What's another topic? Let me just end up like this this topic. So you went through this era and stuff like that, and you have dyed your hair like in different colors. I just would like to know, as a man, if that ending cycles stuff, or I don't know how you call it in English, is it true? Like, did you do it for something related to that, or it was just because you wanted to?
I just wanted to do stuff with my hair. My mom had a salon, so I was in salons all the time. And like plus since my mom has a salon and she was a cosmetologist too, she would like want to try to do things with my head anyway. So it was just easier for me. Like when I wanted to do the red stripes, when the skunk dye look was a thing or a trend. I just told her and she was able to do it for me. But no, I just did it like I was just constantly doing different things, just to like
try stuff out. But it was not for a specific reason.
No,
because usually we have that, especially Latin people, we have that cliche that like, oh, cerrando ciclos, and it's like okay, because even men, bro. Even men, like they dye their hair or they cut it or they
That's a fact.
Or they start going to the gym and like, bro.
No, that was me. My thing was going to the gym. My cerrando ciclo was going to the gym, but like actually.
Voy a poner buenota, mamadísima.
Mamadísima.
Para que nadie. So I can have all the guys I want.
Not even I'm just kidding. Not even, bro. Not for nothing. I'm not gonna lie to you. A piece of me was like when I started to like actually really work out. It wasn't so much that like I want to get so hot so that I can get any man. It was just like it was more like I want to get so hot that it's like damn, this bitch got hotter. What the fuck?
Yeah, because
like,
you had
damn, she got better.
You had a physical change. Like I the first time I met you was 2019, and then I lost track of you, and then I remember we did like a summer intensive or something like that. And honestly, I didn't recognize you. Like I didn't know who were you until I talked to you.
2019, I had the orange hair.
Yes, you had orange hair.
I had long orange hair.
You were different.
Yeah.
And then I saw you and I was like, wait, what?
I had when Sam's
Sam Javi.
Sam's program.
Salud. Hi.
My favorite.
Ooh.
Oh, chill. No.
No, Sam is lit.
Sam is amazing.
Very good.
Very good teacher. I love good teachers. There's so many good teachers in New York, man.
It's New York City, bro.
That's so true.
Literally.
It is
the best. I want to say maybe one of the best places in the world to dance. Not to say the best. Okay.
But what was I saying?
Dyeing hair and stuff like that. Your physical change.
Oh yeah, no. So when you saw me at the program, 2020,
2021, 2022,
2022, I had short black hair.
Yeah.
So obviously that was gonna make a big difference. Even though my face has been the same since I was.
I mean, but you got
10.
How you call that? Thinner?
Did I get? You think my face got thinner?
Yes.
Hey, deal. Thank you.
Oh. Vamos allí ahorita. Okay, and just you were talking about beauty stuff just to connect the topics. I saw Las Reinas lashes. What is that?
So that's literally just my lash brand. So I sell lashes.
Okay.
Um, and
You sell the product. You don't put
I don't
lashes.
know. I
You
don't
don't do
do
them.
lash extensions.
Okay.
Which honestly, I've thought about it, but I was like, no, that's so much time, and I enjoy my back.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, lash extensions. These are just the strips.
okay.
So I sell the strips, and yeah, it was a brand that I wanted to do. I started selling them because I love lashes. I
Okay.
do makeup, and I feel like lashes just
Because you have a
ugh,
lashes business and
and then
also
a
a makeup.
makeover. Yeah, like a makeup artist
How you
business.
started doing makeup?
Bro, actually, I started doing makeup when I was in my emo phase.
Okay, you had an
And I
emo
started,
phase. That is
yes, and I
interesting.
had like I started with the eyeliner. So like I started
Mm.
doing eyeliner, and then I started like watching like actual makeup artists,
Okay.
like Nikki tutorials. She's like the main one that like stands out to me that I remember watching the most of, and I would just literally practice at home. I didn't do much as a kid. I wasn't really allowed out,
Okay.
so
You had a
I
lot of
just be
time to
home.
spare.
Yeah, no. First of all, I barely had any free time, and the very few free time that I did have, I wasn't allowed out. So I would just be home, and I just watch like videos of makeup artists and stuff like that, and I would like be in my on my bed trying to do the exact same thing.
So, that means like uh high school or
Yeah,
so.
like sophomore
How was
year.
your experience in high school? Was your experience a good experience? You had a lot of friends. You got
Um,
bullied, or how does that
so
work?
it definitely wasn't bad. I'd say I had an average high school experience. I wasn't like the popular kid that everybody loved and like was going to all the parties or anything like that. But I also wasn't just the outcast, or like I wasn't bullied or anything like that. I just was somebody that was always to themselves. So
Okay.
I went through high school, and I just had my very few select friends. I was quiet in all the classes. I did good in school. Um, After school, I would go dance and then repeat, and that's it. Um, Overall, like I would say I got along with people. Um, but I didn't have like a lot of friends. Like I wasn't like I also went to a really small school,
Okay.
so it was one of those like experiences where it's like you know everybody because
There.
y'all have been in the same classroom since y'all were 14. Some even since y'all were 10.
okay.
Um, or even younger than that.
Okay.
But we knew of each other, but we never like I wouldn't hang out with people.
Mm,
Or like I wouldn't like have lunch with people like that.
we were the
Just
same.
my few select friends, and that's it.
I barely have friends in high school.
No, yeah, me either.
I never
But
went out.
I also went to a white school, so like
Ooh,
a lot of people
ooh.
didn't like.
How what? Is there a difference, like a big difference in a white school than other schools?
I
Now
feel
that you
like for
know and you talk to
sure,
other people,
for sure,
any
like just
shootings?
the. But
I'm just kidding. Rudy, edita eso. Okay.
um, what did I say? There's definitely a difference between white schools and I would say more diverse schools.
Okay.
Um, Obviously, I mean, for starters, the funding is going to be different. So, the white schools are going to have more funding.
It was a
So it's
public
going to be a
school.
little, yeah. Even though it's a public school, it's nicer just because public schools are funded by the town's taxes.
Okay.
So if the town is richer, they're going to pay slightly more taxes for the school. So more money is going to go to the school.
Okay.
Versus if you're in a town that's like doesn't pay that much in taxes, or they don't pay many taxes because they're literally not making that much because they're
Just
in a
letting people will work.
poor company, a
Yeah.
poor community, less funding to the school.
Or in quotes, poor community, but they don't really file the taxes. They work under the table. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And
Um,
two specific things that I would like to touch. Um, you said you graduated from a dance school. I have here. It's I don't know if I don't know. I pronounce it good. I'm sorry. Amarali's Academy of Dance Arts.
is Amaryllis Academy
Amarilis.
of Dance
That's
Arts.
my
Yeah.
bad. Amarilis. So you said you started your dance journey there,
Uh-huh.
and how was the
Well,
experience? How
I
many
mean,
years?
oddly, technically, I didn't start my dance journey there. I started like my technical training there.
Okay.
But like technically before that, I was in like a Colombian folk dance school.
Really? Oh my
And there
god.
I started at like 8, I think. Either 8 or 10, I don't remember. I want to say 8. I think I was 8 years old when I started at that school.
Like third grade.
Yeah, literally.
Some
And I
stuff
was
like
just
that.
like dancing cumbias, San
Yeah.
Juanero,
Because you were
bambuco.
Colombian
Yeah, I'm Colombian
and
Ecuadorian.
oh,
Yeah.
what's your
So
favorite food from Colombia and Ecuador?
Colombia. From Ecuador, definitely I would have to say either ceviche or encebollado, and then Colombian. Ooh.
Okay. Oh. Uh-huh.
um, but then from Colombia, ooh,
You're like, I cannot.
I don't know. A favorite meal and Colombian meal. I mean, I guess you can never go wrong with the bandeja paisa.
Ooh, and the paisa is a
Una
classic.
paisita, because I can't finish the whole bandeja paisa.
And you've been to your Ecuador and Colombia?
Yeah, so I was more like Ecuador. I literally would spend my whole summers there. When
Okay.
I was younger, till I was like till I started at Marilis. So I started the dance academy. I was there every single summer. So till I was 14, I would spend my entire summer from the last day of school till literally a week before the first day of school started. I was in Ecuador.
And is it true that you have not you in particular, meaning in
Mm-hmm.
general, uh people who are Latin or from other countries, but as their parents they're from the countries, whenever you go to the country, do you feel that is your culture but you don't feel your identity, meaning like you're not from here but not from there also?
Oh yeah, what?
How's
Ugh.
the how is that?
Oh my god, it is such a clash. And I know you're asking me this because I made this a whole thing on my story.
Well, I don't remember.
I literally like spoke. I'm
I'm
dead.
so
Really?
sorry.
Are you dead ass? I
Yeah.
literally like had a whole day where I was just like answering questions and like having people. You know how you have the speak to me
Okay.
button thingy on DM on your story or whatever.
Yeah, I missed
Um,
that.
I literally was like, "Oh, what do you consider Latino?" Because being like Latino American, like a Spanish
Latin.
American or Latin American, right? You're not Latino enough for your your culture, your ethnicity or whatever, but then you're not American enough for Americans.
Yeah. Is that a
Um
crash for you, like personally, or
yeah, for sure because it definitely like feels not great.
of course?
Because especially me who like I would go to Ecuador. I loved going to Ecuador because I was there with my family and I loved being there. Um then I started like, going to the dance school, like the Colombian dance school. So I fell in love with like the culture of Colombia. Um but like and I loved being from where I'm from
Of
or like
course.
my culture and stuff. But then if I like see somebody in Ecuador and I tell them like, the second I say like I was born in America, like, oh, la gringa, and I'm like, all right,
Shut up.
right, I'm like,
Cállese.
yeah, like I'm all right, not completely or whatever.
Yeah, because it's
Um,
uncomfortable. A little
yeah,
bit.
it is a little uncomfortable because then they straight up like it's like they're telling you, no, you're not who you are.
Yeah, it
It's like
kind of
what?
is.
How are you gonna tell me who I
Look,
am?
maybe it's not comparable, but I do compare it.
Mhm.
I had a similar experience, but in high school. So I went to I'm from Honduras. I went to a very good school in my country,
Mhm.
not because I'm rich, but my parents they did like all the sacrifice in
Mhm.
the world so
Mhm.
I can have a good education
Mhm.
in a private school. And the thing is, but I used to live in a bad neighborhood,
Mhm.
so I had the crash of in my school. I'm the poor guy because it was like full of sons and daughters of senators and stuff like
Uh
that.
huh. Uh huh.
And in my neighborhood, I was the rich guy.
Because you were going to a private school.
So
Mhm.
it was bad, and I
Mhm.
cannot believe. I mean, I cannot imagine like as a country.
That classes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Um.
You're good. You're gonna add to
Doodaloo.
that.
Tururung.
Okay, no, good. So just Amaryllis Academy of Dance Arts. How
Mhm.
you got there? What did you train?
Um, so I got put there because of pure luck. Because I
Okay.
remember, even though I was, you know, doing the Colombian dance school and stuff like that, and as much as I love Mapale and doing the San Juanero every single year,
Okay, okay.
um, like I started watching. Oh my god, I haven't thought about this in so long. I started watching America's Best Dance Crew,
Okay.
and like I loved it so much that I was like, I want to dance like that,
I
or
want
like
to
I
do
want to
that.
do that type of dancing.
Ya me cansé de la falda.
No, literally, I'm tired. My arms hurt. Bro, oh my god. But I remember telling my mom, like, Ma, like I wanna go to a dance school. I wanna dance hip hop. I wanna, like, and then I started like going on TikTok, and then dance moms also became a thing. So it was like, oh, that's really dope. Like all those spins and stuff, and like
Yeah.
the flexibility and stuff. Because I was always flexible, but like
Not like that.
not even that. Like I was always flexible, but I didn't know how to like do things correctly.
Okay.
Even though I
It
was
was empiric.
flexible, yeah, like I had like flaws and stuff like that. But like all of that shit, like was like I want to do it, and I like had to fight my mom, like, oh, I want to go to a dance studio, I want to go to dance studio, I want to go to dance studio. My mom gets a salon, and it just so happens that there was a dance studio 2 blocks away
Okay.
from the salon that she bought, and
Oh.
I was gonna be there all the time anyways. She was like, well, you might as well just go to this dance studio. At least it's right here. I'm not going too far out of my way to like have to like pick you up or drop you off or anything like that. Like it's somewhere, it's really close to the place that I'm always gonna be at anyways. Um so she just signed me up, and then like there I started. First I had originally my first year I only wanted to take hip hop, but she was like, well, if you want to even be in the school, you need to take ballet.
Oh.
And if you're taking hip hop, you got to take jazz.
How old were you?
I was 13. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I was
I started
13.
a little late,
Yeah, for like, cause here
for like
it's
technical training, yeah. And especially the school, because over there, like I mentioned, you like I graduated from it.
yeah.
So the basic format, or like the ideal format, is that you have 2 years of ballet training.
Okay. 2
Um,
years.
yeah, 2 years of ballet training, and then you start taking the exams.
And
Like
then you start.
yeah, and then no, and then you start taking the ballet exams
Okay.
because there's 6 of them. And then if you take and pass all of them, then you graduate from the academy, so to speak.
Nice. And so
So
it's a studio environment.
yeah.
What's the difference between the environment and a studio? Like, yeah, industry environment.
Oh, hmm. The environment, or like, what do you mean by the environment?
So, for example, I see that some studios they have hip hop classes, or it's a very specific type of hip hop. It's different than hip hop from the city, hip hop from the industry. It's
Like commercial hip hop.
yes, I would say it's a little bit more generic. The studio ones.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not mad at that either,
No, no,
because
no.
like it's good. Sometimes it's good, and honestly, I'm a little bit happy that I had my the hip hop teacher that I had, because his whole thing was like he was a b-boy.
Oh, got
So
foundation.
yeah, I got a lot of foundation, and I'm like really happy about that because
Do it
oh
now
my
with the
god,
ankle.
with the boot, with the boot. Let me just do that with a
Hey.
boot. Let me do a pop rock. Um, fucking CC and shit. Um, but yeah, I think it's good. I feel like the reason they do it definitely is because I mean these are studio kids. They're like 10, like 18,
Yeah.
and majority of them they're more doing it as an extracurricular activity,
Instead
not
of
because of like
dance.
a career or
Yeah.
like whatever it may be. So it's like not really geared to be that challenging, um, but knowledgeable.
Okay.
At least the one I went to.
And just to end the work stuff, um, a very big like mainstream artist reacted to a video of you, and that was it's if you don't know it's Benito. Bad Bunny, be.
You know what's so
So
funny about that?
what happened? Like
Like,
you
how did
like
that happen?
how
How did you
did
do that?
because we're talking about okay, context for the people, right?
Right.
There's a video where Bad Bunny is actually reacting to a video of Mari
Dancing
dancing,
to his song.
and not only that, it was in Telemundo. So, and it was
I
live.
forgot the name of the show. Yeah.
Like, what happened? Like, because that's a unique experience. Not everyone
Yeah, I
has.
know. So
Especially now.
I have a very loving mother.
Okay.
who tries very hard.
Okay.
So I love it because she's so like naive, but it's so, I don't know if naive is the word. Like she's so innocent. Like she just innocently did this because she was trying to like,
give you
I guess, like
opportunities.
help me.
Okay.
So she like reached out to like the actual show
Okay.
on Instagram DM.
Oh, really?
Like, so that's why it's so funny because it's like it's so innocent. Like usually,
Yeah, you're like, you really think
like
that they're gonna
me today, I'd probably like, oh, I gotta find a contact for this media production, the
manager
communication thing,
stuff
and like
like
message
that.
them or whatever.
She was
So
like,
I'm
"No,
gonna
I'm gonna DM.
I'm gonna just DM them."
Okay. My daughter,
Because-
she very good
right.
dancing.
Nah, but yeah, she was just like, because apparently she was watching the show,
Okay.
and then they had like made like an ad of like the segment being
Okay.
like, oh, for the segment called 15 Minutes of Fame or whatever, if you know somebody who like who's talented, who has a talent or whatever.
Mi hija.
That's literally my mom. Mi hija. And she like went on DM and sent them a message, and then apparently the person like literally responded to my mother's DM.
That's crazy.
As for the video, my mom sent over the video, and then they kind of like arranged everything. I actually didn't know what was happening. When that happened, I didn't know what was happening. Because in my head, what I was told is that I had an audition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm over here 18, really hungry, like, oh my god, I want to work, like I'm finally starting, like I'm just now starting to get like work opportunities and stuff like that. So I don't know how auditions work. Me now, I would have been fishy from the jump. But they were just like, oh, we have an audition. You need to come to this place at this time. Of course it was at Ripley's. So
yeah, it's a
we
classic.
go to classic audition spot. But I went and they were like, oh no, you can't come up yet. You like they're doing no sé qué, whatever.
You gotta wait.
Right, like, you gotta wait. You can't come up. But I was just like, I mean, I could wait in the hallway of Ripley, but I guess. So we went to the coffee shop right next to it, and I was just on my phone or whatever. And I'm literally not thinking about anything. Meanwhile, the whole time, the reason why they had me in the coffee shop was so that they can sneak in the camera crew
It was
to Ripley. So that when I did go up, I went into the studio or whatever. Which again, you see what I mean? Like, don't drop that again.
No,
like me now, I would have been like,
just something going on. Yeah,
no,
I went into. I'm just gonna wait.
Right. No, but I go up and then I go into the studio. There's nobody in the studio. It's just me and a coach of mine. Okay. And then we just start going over the choreo. That was gonna be my audition piece.
Okay. Struggling. You're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Right. And so then like I'm just going over it or whatever, and then the door opens and this camera comes in with this lady, and she's like, like, how are you feeling? And I'm just there like
shocked.
Like, what? I'm like,
what is going on?
I'm like, is this part of the audition? Like, are they gonna like film me for this audition? Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm not even understanding what she's talking about.
What's going on? Like,
and then she just like
con el micrófono.
Right, like in my face, and I'm like, what is happening? But then she was like, she like saw that I didn't say anything, and she was like, do you know why you're here right now? And I was like, no. Yeah, I have an audition. And then she was just like, whatever. Like, no,
hi, esta niña de ahora.
Like, no, we're here for no sé qué, and I was like, oh, snap. And so then I knew that my mom had like submitted to like the 15 Minutes of Fame thing or whatever. Okay. So I was like, okay, I think they're just gonna film me to like
dancing.
Yeah, dancing or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like fuck it up,
Okay,
whatever,
yeah, do
have
your
fun,
thing.
right? And then, not for nothing, there was another person there,
Okay.
who kind of like ruined the surprise
No.
of the Bad Bunny video. Because I overheard her, and she made a comment about like, oh, like, um, like something mentioning about basically mentioning Bad Bunny, or
Okay.
like Bad Bunny's gonna say something. Bad Bunny, sorry, Bad Bunny is gonna say something, or that like he's gonna come, or there's a surprise with Bad Bunny or something. I
You're like,
forgot what she said,
he's gonna come, you said?
but she said that, and that like made me a little suspicious of like, do they
Hmm.
have something like hidden, or like
Yeah.
they got like a little react video or something like that. Like I was already suspecting things. Um, but then when they showed me the video, you know how they showed me the video?
Not really.
They showed me the video. I finished dancing or whatever. I finished dancing, and
Recording the
yeah,
video.
they were recording me freestyling in the middle of Times Square.
Oh, it
And
was
then
similar.
the girl is just like, "Oh, we have a message for you from a special guest or whatever." And they pull up a little iPhone 10 feet away from me next to the cameraman,
So you can see
like
shit,
this. So I saw
but
that it was
not
Bad
like
Bunny, but I didn't
clearly.
hear nothing. I didn't hear anything that he was saying. So I didn't know what he even said or how he reacted to the
Until you
visual
post it.
until the episode came out. So
So like, yeah, I didn't know if you liked it or
no, literally, and the worst part is that after that they expected me to react to what he said. And
Oh.
the video, bro, oh my god, what did I say? I said something that's so cringe now. Um, like I said something
She
wild,
was
like
young. She was
yeah,
young.
no, I was 18, which isn't even that young.
Nah, young, bro. I'm still
um,
young.
true, I'm a baby. We're babies in adult years or
Oh.
adult worlds. Point is, I said something like I don't even know. I think I said like, "Oh, like you're bugging" or something like
Yeah.
that on TV because I didn't know what else to say because
Of
I don't
course,
even
like
know what he
shocking. Yeah,
said. I didn't.
it's shocking.
And not even so much about the shocking, not even so much about the shocking value. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Um, it's not so much about the shocking value. It's the fact that like I literally don't know what he said in the video, like
Yeah,
him
and you were
reacting to
like,
my video. So it's like, what do I talk about?
yeah,
Because I don't know
es un
if he
sueño hecho
said.
realidad.
I was just
I
like,
mean, now you know
I
because
have
you
no
have
idea
more
what to say.
experience,
No,
but at the
yeah.
moment,
I was 18. I
that's
didn't know
crazy. But at
anything.
least, Bad Bunny, Benito, nuestro Benito,
I know.
have
And that was
reacted
right
of
before he
one.
like blew up.
Yeah,
Like right before he blew up. Because
nice.
it was the Cardi B song that he did.
I said I like it like
That
that.
one.
Ding, ding,
Uh-huh.
ding,
That was the
ding.
visual I did.
Okay, so that ending the work part. Wow, amazing. Just we're almost done. Don't worry. Rudy, ahí edita esa parte. Just to end, I would like to ask, um, if you have any memorable experience that has shaped you to be who you are today. It doesn't have to be something
Deep.
crazy or something if you want to, but it has to be something that you really feel that has shaped you to be the woman you are today.
Dang. Definitely the first one that comes to mind is my ankle surgery. Um definitely my ankle surgery. And then honestly my whole experience at the dance academy. It wasn't the best, being completely honest with you. Um, there was like the first very good example and taste of like envy that I got of like people being jealous um in a way that could be detrimental.
Okay.
Um and like it was so bad that like I was even thinking of just like
Quitting.
quitting, like straight up because I hated being at the academy.
Okay.
And it even like started like to mess up my relationship with dance
Okay.
because I would love to dance. I loved going, like I couldn't wait to go forward to my rehearsals and stuff like that. But then it was just so bad because everybody just kind of secluded me, and for like no reason. And it was very obvious that it was based off of like envy because of the comments that they would make.
Okay.
Because I had gone to yeah, so it was
Shaped you.
I
They shaped
had
you.
I had since I had started later than most people,
Yeah.
and how I kind of explained to you the layout of like how the academy works and how you to like graduate from it.
Okay.
The breakdown or like if you just start and you're like you don't know anything, um ideally it would take like 8 years to graduate,
Yeah.
minimum. If you like started immediately, the 2 years, and then it's one ballet exam per year. Um, but I started really late, but I caught up very, very quickly.
Talent.
Not even so much just talent, but hard work, bro. Like I wanted it so bad
Bad.
because I also was just so like I just remember being younger and looking at like America's Best Dance Crew and Dance Moms and being like, oh my god, I want to move like that. Like I want to dance like that. Like that's so fire. That looks so much fun. So because I wanted it so much, like I was putting in the work. Um, and I ended up catching up to them because when I started, yes, I started at 13, but I was in the class with like 7-year-olds.
Oh.
Yeah. So then like that's sort of how it works too. So like based on like the level you
Of
are,
course, and that's
is
not
the
about
classes.
age.
Yeah. I mean, sort of age too, because since I started late, they gotta put me in the beginner
I mean,
class,
yeah, but it's not
which
about
is this.
age. Like
Yeah.
meaning, like your level is your
Uh
level.
huh.
It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you're 30.
Exactly. But like ideally, um, if you're a pre-graduate or pre-grad, like they're basically much the same age. Because they also try to like aim it in a way where it's like for you to graduate high school and the academy at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah, they kind of they try to do that.
so you're like out. You're like, we don't want you anymore here.
but but yeah, so I ended up catching up to them, and then I ended up also going to a competition where they gave me like a scholarship for some intensive in
Wow.
LA. And I remember I ended up going, and then when I came back, Amarilis, she had asked like in front of like the whole class, like, oh, like so like you got an intensive, like you got a scholarship for this intensive, da 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 da, whatever. Like, how was it? Like, tell us about it. How it like, what did you learn? Da da da, whatever. And I was excited. Like, I was
Of
excited to
course.
talk about it, and I wanted like not even like excited to talk about it because I wanted to show off, but like to share and like share like, yo, I learned this so that you can learn about this
Of
too,
course.
or like know about this too. And, like if you want to know, if you're interested. But I remember like right after that, somebody had made a comment about like, oh, she's Hollywood now, like she's too Hollywood.
Oh,
And
commercial.
then everything just like started like domino affecting after that. Where then it started like the whispering and like the looking and the isolating,
Yeah. Whenever
group
you
chats
start,
without
whenever
me.
the people they want you to grow but not do better than them.
Mhm. Exactly. Um, and it was just very like it was just like a like switch. Like literally, it was just so out of
From one day
nowhere.
of
Literally, like when I tell you from one day to another, like out of nowhere,
they were not your friends anymore. Ooh.
bro. Man, if I learned anything, nobody's your friend.
Yeah. I'll say that same thing.
Yeah, nobody's your friend. I don't got friends. I got very few friends.
Talking
Very
about
few friends.
friends or valuable friends, um, who you say are the most important people in your life or has been people in your life right now?
Right now, for I mean, I always talk about my best friend. My best friend, and this is my best friend since diapers.
Damn.
Straight up. Because and like I can definitely say that I feel like that that girl is literally like my twin flame. Because we just couldn't escape each other.
Okay.
Like that's my ride or die, and that was done through destiny. Because um uh, I had met her in the Colombian dance school.
That's crazy.
I met her there, right? And so then we started getting like closer. We would have to do the same parades and stuff. So I went to her house once. And when I was in her house, I saw a photo of like a kindergarten graduation. You remember those kindergarten the when you graduate kindergarten and you have like the colorful background with the rainbow and you're like a little ass kid, a baby, but you have the baby blue like like you graduated high school, but it's kindergarten
Okay.
or pre-K or whatever. No, it's pre-K. And I saw hers, and I was like, this one looks mad familiar. And then the one right next to it, I'm like, the teacher looks mad familiar too. And I was like, we are the same age. So then I went home and I went to look for my pre-K like book thingy, and I ended up finding out we went to the exact same
Same school.
place, the exact same
And you didn't know.
preschool, and I didn't know that. And then you want to know the kicker? There was like a whole little section of like drawings that like the kids would draw, and they put a photo of us and then the drawing and then like an explanation of the drawing. And my picture was literally a picture of like two potato heads, like it looked like potato heads. I was literally 3. I'm not a Picasso. It was two potato heads, and it said me, like my name and Kaylee, which is my best friend's
Yeah.
name. And you might have to bleep that out. I don't know. I don't think it matters. But
Uh-huh.
fuck, I don't know. But no. But no. So I opened the book, and in the drawings, my section, it had a photo of like these two potato heads, and then the explanation, it was, it said, which this is my explanation. Like
Of
I
course.
told them this is my drawing, and then the lady wrote it, and it said, "This is my best friend, and she is my best friend because she shares her dolls with me, and she's really nice." And then I go through like the book, and there's so many photos of me and her together. Like we were like this,
And
like
you
we
didn't
wouldn't,
even
and
know.
I didn't know.
Wow.
And then even funnier, turns out that when my mother had just came to this country, she started work. My mom worked at a factory.
Yes.
And on her line, she used to work with this like older lady. That older lady turns out to be my best friend's grandmother.
Wow.
So before either of us were born, my mom like
They
was
already
already
knew each
like,
other.
yeah. So it's just crazy that like
Life puts
that
you
just happened, and
together.
it happened like that, and like literally ever since.
So that's not your friend, that's your sister.
Basically,
Okay.
my long lost sister.
And almost done. What's something that puts a smile on your face?
Acai bowls. Good leg pump day. Um,
Okay. She's all about food.
no, I said a leg pump day.
I don't know what is that.
After like you do legs, and then you
Leg pump.
yeah, like when you have a pump, like a good
Second
like
language
pump
English.
afterwards.
Sorry guys.
um, what else puts a smile on my face? My doggies.
Your doggies.
My doggies. Um, what else? What else? I'm like trying to like find new things. To like
Still on the journey of
yeah, of finding myself.
yeah.
But no, like I'm trying to find new things that like put a smile on my face, just to have more options or more avenues to go to like, I guess, escape in a way.
Yeah.
Because if you only have one thing, eventually you're gonna burn out, and then it's no longer gonna give you joy, or at least the
Yeah, it's
same
like if
type
you
of
have your
joy.
favorite food every day.
Yeah, no. It's good to have like different things. So like I'm starting to get into like painting a little bit. I like painting.
Nice.
Like a cute little like paint and sip is nice. Some nice music. I like vibes. Good vibes put a smile on my face.
Nice.
Anything that makes me feel content or like
And today, are you grateful for any specific thing today?
waking up.
You don't take that from granted.
Mm.
You have any experience close to death or something that makes you actually be aware of life?
Um, I mean, obviously, of course, you're gonna like you have the experiences of like losing somebody, um, but outside of losing somebody, because I feel like I got to a point where like it's something to expect and to be okay with, because that's just part of life. People come into your life, they're part of your life for a minute, they give you whatever it is that they need to give you experiences, give you knowledge, but ese ciclo siempre también se tiene que acabar.
Sí.
So, but at the end of the day, like it's very sad, because then it's like, damn, I can't get any more knowledge from this person, or like they leave an imprint on you that you're like, oh, I wish I can have that again. But
It's temporary.
you got your lesson, you got something very valuable, and at the end of the day, they're still gonna be with you. But outside of losing people, I think it's more like sicknesses, where I feel like I see so many people getting sick, whether it be cancer, or whether it be um a heart attack, or an aneurysm and stuff like that, that it's just like, all right, it's like, and it's even crazier when you see people that it's your age,
Yeah, and it happens.
and they have like somebody my age with ovarian cancer, or somebody my age and has like leukemia or lupus, or like stuff like that, or they have a stroke, or whatever it may be, um that it's like, I'm just something that I don't take for granted as much. um so I'm grateful to wake up, and even though I got my little injury,
You still wake up.
and I'm sick, and I'm like having little things happen to me, like I'm still alive, and I'm still, overall, I'm healthy. So
The most important
yeah, it took me a minute to get here, but
part.
I gotta go through my tantrum, and then I come back to earth.
Okay. I have a prepared for you a little. It's not a gift. It's more of like a moment. I would like to ask you if you recognize this that I'm gonna show you,
Oh my
and
god, wait, now I'm scared.
what you think about this.
Ay, Dios mío. I love. I was a fat baby. I was, yo, not for nothing, 10 pounds out the womb.
A lot.
It's like, damn.
Yeah. So for the people that they're gonna be watching the
Mhm.
picture, uh, who is this person and what did she represent to you?
Oh no, I'm not trying to cry. Oh my god, I'm already tearing up. That's my grandmother. And like, it you literally, how I mentioned earlier, like I would always spend my summers in Ecuador.
Yeah.
From like literally the last day of school, the next day I was at the airport. And I was on my way to Ecuador. And then a week before school started again, I came back. When during that time who I was staying with is my grandmother. Um and so even after that, like, so I have my grandmother, who is somebody who, like, to me, literally raised me. But outside of that, as I got older, she was just somebody who, like, constantly supported me. Like, literally, for example, like the dance academy and stuff like that, like we would have our recitals every single year, like every other studio. Um and she would literally be the loudest person. And like I could always remember hearing her, like, as I was like dancing and stuff. The day of the Bad Bunny thing, I have a video of her. Oh my god, I need to find that video. I have a video of her, like, it's this cameraman and the camera crew or whatever. There's like a little circle because they had to like separate it. And they were supposed to stay behind the camera crew, man. But my grandmother was like, I think she even comes out in the shot that's like that went out live on the episode. She's just in the back and she's like clapping, like off beat. But like she was there. Um and like she like literally like was my number one fan. Like any audition, because that was a thing that, like, if I wanted to go to dance class or I wanted to go to audition and stuff like that, my parents were very strict. So they were very strict, but they were also very busy. So if I was gonna go to these things, they were the ones that would have to take me. They didn't want me to go by myself. So because they were really busy, there was just a lot of shit that they couldn't take me to. So a lot of those times that, like, my parents couldn't take me, my grandmother was like, "Okay, let's go." Auditions, she'd be there. Music videos,
Everything.
everything, bro. Oh my god, I remember the first music video I did. Oh my god. Oh my god, my first music video, um, both my parents went and my grandmother, and I was the only person there with, like, extra people, so to speak, and they were older than everybody
Everyone
else in that
else,
room.
not from the industry.
Yo, and
Go,
there
little
was
rock
people, like,
star.
there was people smoking, and
Ooh.
that was the funniest part is that even though that was happening, like, my grandmother was just very much chismosa. She wouldn't say anything, but,
But she's
like,
like,
but she'd just be like,
oh, ya viste?
and she'd just be making it so obvious
Obvious. They
that I was
have
just
no
like, oh
filter.
my god. But nah, yeah, my grandmother was just so supportive of everything. And I even remember, oh my god, no, this is like, I remember when this happened, this, like, broke my heart. But, like, also, like, told me in a way that, like, wow, she, like, really supports me. She really loves me. She really,
She is there
yeah,
for you.
yeah, yeah. But I remember she was, like, sick, and, like, we had just found out that she had, like, cancer. Um, and I remember that day I really wanted to go to this class. And I really, really, really wanted to go to it because the teacher themselves had tagged me in the post.
Oh my god.
So I was like, "Oh my god, I need to go. Like, I should really go. Like, this is like the fact that they're even tagging me specifically.
Yo, you gotta
Like,
go.
yeah, like, hold up, I'm, like, catching people's, like, attention."
Yeah.
Um, but my mom was like, "No, you can't go. You're not going by yourself." It's like, yeah, da 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 da. And then my grandmother was just like, "Oh, like, I'm so sorry you can't go because of my fault." And I was just like, "Oh
Oh
my god," because she was in
no.
the hospital.
Yeah.
So she was like, "No, you have to be at the hospital. You can't go." Um, and, like, she's like, "Oh, it's my fault that you're here and you can't go, and it's also my fault that you can't go because I can't take you."
Yeah.
And I was just
Felt bad.
shit, yo, oh my god, that, like,
Broke your
really,
heart.
yeah, that, like, really, really hit me. Like, really hit me, but, like, at the same time, it was like, it hurt,
Yes.
but it was also
Yeah, it's taste of love.
like, oh,
Because she was sick and she was still caring
yeah,
for
and she
you.
was, yeah, exactly.
Nice. Just
So
to finish this,
you got
last
me
two
crying on the
questions.
internet like a bitch.
Two last questions. I'm gonna make like a one question that is like cliche, and the other one is not that usual. That's why I like it.
Okay.
What would this little kid that we have here, yeah, right, would say to Mari today? What would you say if you have the opportunity to talk to your uh, younger self?
Ooh, like, what would I say to younger me, or
Yeah.
what?
What
Oh,
is coming? What's it? What is coming in your in her life,
oh my
so you
god.
can be prepared?
Ooh, I literally would just tell her to don't let anybody get in her head, and don't let yourself get in your head either. You know, um, and just to prioritize her needs more, um, and what her needs and her wants, and just sort of almost like reassure myself that, like, girl, anything you put your mind to, like,
You can
and
achieve it.
you really put your mind to it, you will get it. Um, it just like that type of reassurance.
And just turning things around. Imagine you're 80 years old and now, hypothetically, you have the opportunity to talk to today's Mari. What would you like to hear from a 80-year-old Mari?
80-year-old Mari. I'd oh, dang. Dang, that's wise. Like that's wise me. That's mad. Oh my god. I wouldn't even know where to start. Like what would I want to know from like an older me? Or what I would like to hear from them in general.
Yeah. After everything is done,
I literally would want to hear um I just want her to tell me what to focus on to reach that goal. Like telling like let me know, focus on these things or pay more attention to these things. These things will like lead you to um happiness. Ideally that's more what I would like to hear is like how do I achieve that sense of like pure bliss, content? Um, because I'm assuming I'd already achieved it. So it's like, what are the things to like stay on track with and pay attention to and like not lose focus of to make sure I do get there?
thank you so much for an amazing conversation.
So deep.
Uh, there's a reason why you're here. That's why I thought about you. I know you had a lot of things to share. And again, with the same picture, um, just let me tell you what probably this person will like to tell you and say she's very proud of you wherever she is. Never quit, never accept less from anything or anyone.
Oh, that was the main thing
And
she'd tell me. She told me, "Don't get married."
um, and just to keep pushing. I
Yeah.
hope and I bet she's very proud of yourself. I mean, proud of you
Hmm.
right now. I am also. I know you personally,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you a lot. And I hope the next time you're here, you can tell the people you achieve more things, more gigs, more money, but more importantly, more self awareness and more growth
That part.
spiritually and morally.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everyone, for if you got to the end of this podcast.
It's chaos. It's chaos.
Um, thank you so much. If you have any thoughts, just put it in the comments. And thank you. Thank you. See you probably
Next
next week.
episode.
Thank
Ooh,
you.
okay. You're doing weekly
Woo!
episodes?
Probably
Okay,
yes.
period. Oh,
Cut, Rudy.
oh damn. It's always good conversations,
Yo.
too.
Thank you so
See what I mean?
much.
Like, this is what I said. Like, you're good at talking. And